Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon, sir.
I'm Mr. G, and I've got 22 years, 2 months, 28 days, 5 minutes, and 13 seconds in recovery.
Amen.
All right. You know, as Mr. Kent was reading the daily reflection, I noticed Psalm. You may have wondered what was it about? Was it about a funeral, this and that? But what it was basically about, it was talking about this individual. You know, who are you? Who are you?
Wow.
Who are you? That may be a hard question. Have you grown up yet? Now we may say, yeah, I'm grown up. Can't you see I'm a grown man? Well, physically, I may have grown up in age, but maturely. Have I matured to the age up here that the age I am in here? Have I matured? So therefore, is it safe to say that we got some growing up to do? Is there anything wrong with saying we got some growing up to do? There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. Because see, when you got to the point where you've grown and you know everything, then something's wrong. Something's wrong. Okay, today we're going to talk about, pass these out, sir. We're going to talk about 15 common symptoms leading to relapse. 15 common symptoms leading to relapse.
Thanks, sir. Everybody got one?
Okay, now we've already discussed this. We continue to discuss. We know that relapse is to revert back to your earlier state after change for the better. But when we say the change for the better, we understand that definition. The change for the better, my thoughts and my actions must change. My thoughts and my actions must change. My thoughts, all actions are born out of thought. All actions are born out of thought. So therefore, if I continue to have the same thoughts and I deal with them the same way with the same actions, I'm going to get the same result. And has that result been something positive? Has it?
No.
I mean, you have to think about that?
Here.
That's an indication right there. Me being here identifies that my thoughts and my actions have not been positive. So I need to get my thoughts and actions in tune with my life. Now we're going to talk about the relapse syndrome. Remember, a syndrome is a group of symptoms. A syndrome is a group of symptoms. A syndrome is a group of symptoms. We're going to talk about 15 common symptoms that lead to relapse. We're going to talk about 15 common symptoms that lead to relapse. Now, if you look at the page in front of you, it says, what are some of the common symptoms leading to relapse? Somebody read that first.
Exhaustion.
Becoming overly tired, workaholic. Now, as a recovering person, I became exhausted quite a bit because I became overly tired working in my addiction, and it made me just completely, like I was just used up. Which, as I was using, addiction is a job. Did anybody know that? Addiction is a job. See, when I was in my addiction, it wasn't something that I just go do for a little while. It consumed me minute after minute, hour after hour, day after day, year after year. It consumed me. So therefore, that was some hard work. I didn't find it easy, did you? So in my recovery, I must realize that I cannot let myself get exhausted. I have to pace myself. I have to balance myself. I have to understand the importance of getting rest. I have to understand the importance of not overdoing it. I have to understand the importance of me having a balanced schedule. For what reason do you think people like us need balanced schedules? Huh?
To keep us balanced.
For what reason do people like us need a balanced schedule?
Structure in life.
I need structure, responsibility, and discipline. I need a structured schedule, something for me to go by to identify what I need to do on a daily basis. Because if I don't have a structured schedule, then I'm going to do things the way I've been doing things. So I need something to balance me out. And while I'm doing that, I can't allow myself to become overexhausted or tired because of that. It costs me. What is the next one?
Dishonesty.
Somebody read that. Read it out loud.
Little lies and deceits making excuses.
Little lies, deceits, and making excuses. If I'm in the recovery arena and I'm still lying, I'm still cheating, I'm still making excuses, the only difference from being in my addiction is I claim I'm not physically putting alcohol and drugs in me. So therefore, if I'm exhibiting the same behaviors that I was exhibiting when I was putting alcohol and drugs in me, how is my life that much better?
Nothing's changed.
How is my life that much better? In the big book of Alcoholics Anonymous, it makes a statement on page 19. It says, we feel the elimination of our drinking and drugging is but a beginning. A much more important demonstration of our principles lies before us in our respective homes, occupations, and affairs. So it says, we feel the elimination of our drinking and drugging. That's just the beginning. That's the start. But it's a much more important demonstration of how I behave that's going to get me to where I need to get. Now think about my behaviors, a lot of our behaviors, did it lead us to drinking and drugging? Of course it did. So therefore, if I'm going to exhibit and have the same behaviors, is there a chance that that may lead me to drinking and drugging again? It's a big chance. What's the next one? Now I want Chris to read number 3.
Stop it. Impatience. Things do not happen fast enough. Others not doing what they should.
I want what I want, and I wanted it the day before yesterday, so I'm pissed off today. I didn't get what I wanted. It's not coming fast. God, are you not looking at your watch? I asked you for this last week. What you waiting on? I'm ready. I'm ready to get back out there and work. I'm ready to get back out there and take care of my business. God, don't you know I got things under control now? I'm ready.
Case dismissed.
Case dismissed. Well, it's a little kink in that. And the kink is, sounds like deja vu. I've said that before. Case been dismissed before, and I've had it, and I got it. How many times have I said, I got this? How many times have you said, I got this? I know what to do. I know what to do this time. Now notice I know what to do this time, identifying there's been some other time that I knew what to do then. So if I didn't know what to do then, is it a chance I don't know what to do now? Is that saying that you don't know anything? No. In the recovery arena, I hear people make statements, in the 12-step meetings, people make statements like, you need to come in here and forget everything you've learned. I don't agree with that. See, God didn't make no jump. So therefore, I'm not going to forget everything I learned because he gave me a lot of important stuff. I just need to know what stuff I need to use that's going to benefit the longevity of my life. So I don't need to forget everything. Don't you dare tell yourself you need to forget everything you learned. It's a lot of positive stuff that you develop and you have. So don't throw it all away. No. Somebody read number 4.
Argumentativeness. Arguing small, ridiculous points of view, looking for an excuse to drink, use drugs, gamble, or other self-soothing addictions.
Read it again.
Argumentativeness. Arguing small, ridiculous point of view, looking for an excuse to drink, use drugs, gamble, or other self-soothing addictions.
Looking for an excuse. My disease would throw anything in front of me to deter me or keep me from the goal I'm trying to set. My disease would throw anything in front of me to keep me from getting to where I want to get. See, when I was out there in my addiction, my disease had me. it didn't have to work hard for me. So now it has to think of little bitty errors in order to get me. So therefore it make me focus on you, what Mr. Hearn, or what you're not doing. It will make me focus on what the other individual not doing and what I should, or what we should be doing. Because I do it this way, guess who else should do it this way? And once my focus get on you, it's off me. I'm in trouble now. Read the next.
Depression, unreasonable despair should be talked out.
Depression. You know, a lot of times people get depressed, and sometimes it's self-induced depression. Sometimes my depression is self-induced because I make myself feel bad over something I shouldn't even be focusing on. I make myself feel bad about what I need to be doing for somebody else when I'm not able at this point to do for myself. Right now, as much as I would want to be with my family, doing this and doing that, right now, I have to be honest enough with myself to say that right now, I am no value to them. Yeah, look quiet over there. You didn't like that? I am no value to them. It kind of hurts, don't it? It's okay. If it hurts, that means something's going on the inside. If it hurts, that means I heard it and I understand. If it hurts, that means I probably want to do something about it. I wouldn't like the fact that I have to say I am no use to them at this point. I wouldn't like that. And because I didn't like that, when somebody told me that, I asked myself, what do I need to do to put myself in the position to help the people that I love? What do I need to do? Somebody tell us, what do we need to do?
Get ourselves straightened out.
Get ourselves straightened out. Come on, talk to me.
Recover.
Do what?
Recover.
Recover. How do I do all of that? How do I get myself together and how do I recover?
Learn about your addiction.
By allowing myself to be educated about what's keeping me from being the man that I want to be.
Listen to what the saying is.
Exactly. Man perishes from lack of knowledge. So therefore, the knowledge that we learn in the group process, the information that we learn will help us to get to another level or stage in life. But if you're okay with where you are right now, then that's on you. I'm not okay with where I am right now because I can be better. And I'm choosing to be better, and I don't mind doing the work. Do you?
No, sir.
Okay. Read the next.
Frustration
Whoa! Read it.
at people and things that may not be going your way.
They may not be going my way, and you know why they're not going my way? Why they're not going my way?
I'm not in control.
Huh?
I'm not in control.
I'm not in control. Is that the reason they're not going my way? I broke it.
Because my way's wrong.
I broke it.
I haven't done the right thing.
I broke it. I messed. The reason it's not going my way, I put myself in a position where it won't go my way. I broke it. Now it's time for me to fix it. Now, I can't fix it by myself. So I use the utensils that God has sent me through other people to learn how to fix it. See, a lot of times we tell ourselves, I want to fix it, but we don't even know what's broke. So what part of me is broken? What part of you is broken, guys? Huh?
All of it.
No, all of you are not broken. That's a lot of good things about you. What part of you is broke?
Self-control.
My self-control is broken.
My sobriety is broken.
My sobriety is broken. My self-esteem. What else is broken?
My relationship with my God.
My relationship with my God.
My family.
My family. What else is broken?
My self-centeredness.
My self-centeredness.
My thinking.
My thinking. See, there's a lot of things broke. And what I have to do as a man, I have to get gut level honest and identify what's broke before I can even start fixing something. I pull a car into your shop. You just gonna start fixing on it and don't even know what's wrong with it. Wrong shop I've turned into. If you just go start fixing on my car and you don't even know what's broken on it, there's something wrong. So the first thing I got to identify is what's broken in me. What do I need to fix? What is it that I need to, it's like you go to a store and you do an inventory. And on this inventory, you got, here it is, your shelves in the store. You got all this stuff on these shelves, all this stuff on these shelves. So I have to ask myself, now let's look at my inventory. Over here, I got lime, $3 for $1. I got cussing, buy one, get one free. I got all that stuff in my stove. Now I'm gonna go buy that, or am I gonna go buy the good stuff? Loaves of bread, self-esteem,
Good woman,
pride.
good woman. Don't forget that.
But see, before I can get a good woman, I need to become
A good man.
Amen. Before I can get a good woman, I need to become a what? See, we always talk about we need a good woman, but we don't want to accept the fact that I'm not even a good man.
All right.
Not responsible
Y'all
enough.
getting quiet again, over?
Opposites attract.
But see, we don't need opposites attract. We need to be equally yoked. Because see, I need somebody who got my back. Somebody who gonna guide me and show me this is the way to go. Don't keep going down the same street, falling in the same hole, complaining about being in the hole when you keep going down the same street.
Yes, sir.
That makes sense?
A lot.
Okay. Read the next. Self-pity.
Self-pity. Why do these things only happen to me?
Poor me.
Why am I like I am?
Oh, man.
Even if you do know why you are as you are, it does not change anything. You have to make changes.
There was a lot of things that happened to a lot of us as we grew up. And some of those things stick with us today. But I can't allow those things that happened to me then determine who I am now. Now, I didn't say those things were unfair, they were unkind, but when I allowed those things to dictate and determine who I am now, this is who I am now. Look, I ain't talking about then, but the things that happened then gonna determine who I am now? No. At some point, I got to change. I got to change my thinking. I got to change my thought process, my mentality, my desire to be who I want to be. I have to change. I have to be proactive in change. See, we change. The worst thing to do is change by accident. The worst thing to do is change by accident. What I mean by changing by accident is every time something happens to me, and I get these negative consequences, I realize I need to change. Man, that's a hard way to change, is it not? I have to be proactive in my thinking. I have to be proactive in my thinking. I have to realize that I need to look ahead and I need to look at what are the things I need to change. Tell me one thing that you need to change, and I don't want to hear anybody say anything about alcohol and drug use. Tell me one thing you need to change. One thing.
I need to be more responsible.
I need to be more responsible. My lifestyle.
I need to change my perception.
My perception. Remind me to tell y'all something about perception.
Way of thinking.
My way of thinking.
Surroundings.
My surroundings. Come on, let's go, girl.
People.
The people.
My discipline.
My discipline.
Attitude.
Attitude.
Occupation.
My occupation.
Behavior.
My behavior. So we need to change a lot of things, and I can't change anything unless I know what needs to be changed. And that's important that I know what needs to be changed. Perception. I was in this place called Spring Hill, Florida. 100 years ago. I went on I went all the way to Spring Hill, Florida on a blind date.
Awesome.
I was supposed to meet up with this lady, this and that. And I got there and I had set up this little real nice restaurant, supposed to be big time restaurant, and I was called myself sharp, this and that, looking good. And I was went to the restaurant going to meet this lady, and I was walking up there and I looked up there and there was this guy sitting in the window. And the closer I got, he started eyeballing me. And the closer I got, he looked at me up and down, and I'm saying to myself, you don't know who he messing with. I'm getting all, and I'm getting upset. And the closer I got, he eyeballing me down, and I'm getting ready. I'm saying, I'm gonna go up in there, I'm gonna let him know who he messing with. He got life messed up messing with me. I'm really getting there. The closer I get, the harder he looking me down. And I was going through the door, and I'm going in there. First of all, before I get to my seat, I'm gonna let this joker know who he messing with. You feel me?
Yeah.
I'm gonna let him know. So I got in the door and got ready to say something to him, and the man got up and started doing this. He was blind. He didn't see me. My perception was he was eyeballing me. I felt like a fool. That's what our misperception does to us. Make us feel like a fool. That man couldn't even see me. And I'm going through all these emotions because I'm thinking he's checking me. Perception will get you in trouble every time. Can you think about I'm going in there? I'm going to let this joker know something. And this man got up when I walked through the door and he grabbed his stick and he was doing like that.
What the blind date looks like?
She was the bomb.
I thought the man was gonna end up being
No. I said a date.
by accident or
I ain't tell you, no.
I thought it was a misconception of who was gonna really be there.
No. But my perception was I'm looking at this guy thinking one thing that wasn't even in the picture. And a lot of times we do that about other things that get us so all out of whack and it's not even in the ballpark. It wasn't nothing to do with the way this man was looking at me because this man couldn't even see.
We make a lot of it up in our head.
Exactly. Okay. Read the next
Overconfident. It's one of my issues. Thinking you have got it made. You no longer fear your addiction, and you take risks getting involved with people, places, and things that you know are a high risk.
Hey guys, you don't have to test your addiction. Do you hear me? Stop feeling like you have to test your addiction. Stop feeling like I have to see if I can do this or see if I can do that. Never do that. Your addiction, your life is gonna hand way more tests to you than you can handle. So don't ever put yourself, see a lot of times you get people who get sober, the first thing I'm gonna go back to the neighborhood and I'm gonna tell them how you like me now. See, I'm looking good now. I've got 3 hots in a cot, chips and dips on the side. I've got my weight back, my face been cleared up. I'm looking at the mouth all screwed in and all that. I'm looking okay now. But I must understand that when I go back to the neighborhood, that's when I put myself in the position to be tested. Those people back in the neighborhood are doing the same thing they were doing when you was in the neighborhood. So what makes me think that now they're gonna be they doing something different? They're not doing anything different, so the number one question I need to ask myself, why am I really going back to the neighborhood? Am I going back to the neighborhood for them to see how you like me now? Or am I going back to the neighborhood because that's where I want to be? That's what I want to do. See, don't play with yourself, and a lot of times we do this thing called mental masturbation. We're playing with ourselves up here because I'm telling myself that I'm going to let them see me, but in actuality, I'm not going to let them see me. I'm going back to where I want to be. I'm lying to myself. And then I rationalize why I'm doing what I'm doing. I want them to see it's a better way. Now, you rationalize lying to yourself. You don't want them to see it's a better way. You want to do exactly what you're doing. put yourself back in the saddle again. Read the next one.
Complacency, thinking everything is okay and forgetting about past negative consequences.
What have you done for me lately? I've worked with a lot of people in the recovery arena. I've worked in places of this nature, and I do a lot of work outside of places of this nature because of my private life, my recovery life myself. But I can look at what I've done and say that's going to keep me sober from now on. I have to keep on doing what I'm supposed to do to make sure that my recovery does what it's supposed to do. Working in a place like this is not my recovery. I said working in a treatment center is not my recovery. I can't count this as my recovery. Does it add something to it? Of course it do. But this is not my recovery. My recovery is when I leave places like this and I work with other individuals. My recovery is when I do step work with other individuals. My recovery is when I do service work with other individuals. That's my personal recovery. And I can't call coming to work, getting a check, my recovery. Because see, I get a check in my recovery too. This is the kind of check that God gives me, and it's cashed in another way. So it's not a paper check like this, but it's another check. It's one more day of recovery.
They say a lot of students who go to school to be addiction therapists relapse because they're thinking that the school
It's their recovery.
Yeah.
I have a lot of friends who have said, you know, man, you still go to the meetings, man. We striving to get some of the credentials and licenses that you got. We're striving to do that. And I don't go to meetings no more. That's one of them talking. I don't go to meetings anymore. I said the reason God has blessed me with what I got is because I haven't quit doing what I did to get what I got. I hadn't stopped. I still go to no less than 5 meetings a week, guys. And I got 4 different contracts with 4 different facilities. And I go to no less than 5 meetings a week. You know, there's things that are green out there. Most things that are green continue to grow. I want to stay green because I want to grow.
Right.
You feel? Okay.
Yeah, I like that. Write that down.
Somebody read number 10.
Expecting too much from others. I have changed. Why has not everyone else?
Because everyone else don't need to change. You the one is the problem. I can't wait for you to change because I got the problem. See, sometimes we expect for the whole world to stand up straight because we got a problem. We expect our families to act different. We expect our friends and whatever. Everybody's going to act different because I got the problem. No. I'm the one supposed to act different. Would it help? And see, and expecting too much from others. One of the things that people in recovery hate to hear, they hate to hear one of the things, they hate to hear this statement. My family is immensely important to me. My family is immensely important to me. Do I need my family to recover? No. I said my family is immensely important to me. My family could make this transition so much easier. But do I need my family to do this?
No.
No, I don't. And when I have the expectation that they're going to be there, or the expectation that I can't do this without them, I have failed before I started. I have failed before I started.
So, you must be prepared to do this alone.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now, when I say alone, I don't mean alone to the point to where I'm doing this by myself. I mean, I can't put myself in a position to have the expectation that my family is going to be side by side with me. The other day when we was in group, I don't know if it was morning or evening group, one of the guys asked the question was, well, should I ask my family to go to meetings with me? What do you think my answer was?
No.
Why do you think you're correct. Why do you think my answer was no?
Obligated, they'll feel like.
They'll feel like they're obligated to do it.
And they've been obligated all this time dealing with me, so why now all of a sudden I have to obligate them again? If they offer, that's great, but if they don't, you still got to take care of you. You still got to take care of you. And it's past time that you do what you need to do, opposed to putting somebody else in a position to do something for you. Read the next one.
Use of other
Move.
mood alternating substances rather than your drug of choice or other addictions, switch addiction.
First of all, we talked about the other day. The only addiction that's a good addiction is what? No addiction. So don't think that there are such things as good addictions. The word addiction itself identifies to be controlled. If something is controlling me to the point to where I'm not taking care of my business, tell me how that's positive.
No.
When you have a problem with one drug, you have a problem with all drugs. So don't go think that you got a heroin problem and you're gonna go get on this marijuana maintenance program.
Oh, good, just snort a little bit of powder.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit. It doesn't work like that. See, my drug of choice was heroin. And I told you guys for 35 years I drank the drug. For the first 13 years, I used anything under the sun. For the last 22 shot heroin on a daily basis. Didn't always succeed, but it wasn't because I didn't try. I sure tried. Now, even though my drug of choice is heroin, let's say tonight I go get me a 6-pack of beer, which I ain't, and I know ain't is not correct English, but I still ain't. Now let's go say I go get me a 6-pack of beer. I'm gonna get that 6-pack of beer, and that beer is gonna start something called the phenomenon of craving. Phenomenon means extraordinary or unexplained. Medical science can't explain exactly why it is, but we know for a fact it is like it is. So let's just say I go get me a 6-pack of beer. When I finish that beer tonight, my body is going to develop a physical craving. But the weird part about it, I'm not gonna crave the alcohol I'm drinking tonight. I'm gonna crave my drug of choice, which is heroin. So even though some of us may say, well, alcohol is not my problem. Yes, it is. If alcohol is going to carry me back to my drug of choice, is that my problem?
Yeah. Yes.
Yes, it is.
Anything.
So once you got a problem with one, you have a problem with all. You know, we tend to overdo things that make us feel good. Well, I can overdo, but as long as I have some resemblance of a balance, it may be okay, but not when it comes to substances. Okay? Okay. Read the next one, somebody. Come on, some of you guys ain't read. Come on. Back row.
Forgetting what you were like.
Nope. Number 12.
Personal expectations set too high. Somebody won't get it or I'll do it.
Go ahead, finish it up.
Setting goals that are unattainable or that take time and effort to obtain and will not be patient and put it in the hard work. Happiness is not having what you want, but wanting what you have.
You know, those personal expectations, setting goals that are too high, that's something that gets people in trouble and have been for a long time. Again, man, when you set those real high goals and you're not able to obtain them, once you don't obtain them, how does that make you feel? Disappointed. My self-esteem drops, and that's one of the reasons I've been using anyway. Disappointment, low self-esteem. So we want to be realistic and set realistic goals. We want to set goals to where they're obtainable. Again, man, if you come to a place like this, don't say, well, you know, this time next year I'm gonna have my master's degree when you don't even have a GED. You know, that's an unrealistic expectation, is it not? be realistic. Set some realistic expectations. You know, for example, like, hey man, I'm gonna finish boot camp in flying colors. I'm gonna do the best I can do. Hey man, I'm gonna go through this program and I'm gonna graduate.
Amen.
And while I'm in this program, man, I'm gonna see if I can get my GED. I'm gonna see if I can get, like I heard that other guy said, he got a certificate in HVAC. I'm gonna see if I can do that. I'm going to set some realistic goals. And as I've set those realistic goals, when I meet those goals little bit by little bit, how do you think that makes me feel? Good. Makes me feel good. Yeah. Makes me feel like I accomplished things. Makes me feel good. You know, I'm gonna tell you something, man. When I want to uplift me, I can do something as simple as I can even go in my office, and I got about 2 offices, 3 offices, and in each one of them, I got it set up like this. I can go here and I can look at that. Wow, man, that's my certificate where I graduated from high school. That's my certificate where I graduated from treatment. That's my certificate where I graduated from the University of Memphis. That's my certificate where I graduated from the University of Louisville. That's my diploma that I graduated from South Shelby State at that time. That's my license, alcohol and drugs. Oh, a national certified addiction counselor. Oh, advanced relapse prevention certified specialist. Oh, a certified criminal justice addiction specialist. Oh, a crime for life certified instructor. Oh, qualified clinical supervisor. Oh, hey man, my self-esteem is going through the freaking roof.
How many walls you got covered?
Huh?
How many walls you got covered?
He got quite a few, because God has blessed me. But when I look at it, it's not an egotistical thing now. I'm talking about just looking at what God did for a junkie who was 35 years in his addiction, 15 years in prison, 1298 N 98, 1298 N 98, 1298 N 98. Go, God, go. How you like me now, devil?
Yeah.
Self-esteem goes through the roof, because see, God is working. He's doing this, and He's showing you that He do it for me. Guess what? He do it for you. I challenge you to get some of this. Let's go. You think that other crap you was on was some fire? I challenge you to get some of this. Read the next.
Good, what you were when you're using, abusing, or deep into your addiction, learn to be grateful each day. Even if the world seems a little less colorful to you, it will get better.
You have to be able to think about, we have to be able to think about, it could be worse.
That's right. That's right.
It could be worse, y'all.
Yeah.
Now you may say, well, Mr. G is not good now, but it could be worse.
Yeah.
It could be worse. I know you're not where you want to be. I understand that, but you could be somewhere worse. It could be. You know, I've been in and worked in the criminal justice arena for a long time, and I hear men say, "I'd rather be in jail." You know what I tell them? You're a lie, because you ain't stupid. You don't rather be in jail. See, you can come here to the Warrior Center and you can be frustrated about what's going on, and you can say that I'd rather be in jail, but you lie.
Yeah, I'm not in jail.
Okay, would you rather be here or in jail? Which is better, man?
I'd rather be here all
Now,
day.
and here ain't right all the time, right?
I'm learning this now.
But that's okay. You can't tell me that you'd rather be locked up than to be here.
Yeah. I just came from an open dorm of 64 men. We were confined to a pretty small area. Now I'm here with 70. Was 6 more extra guys than I had before, and we got room to walk around, and we got our own shower and room.
And the food is not bad here.
And the food is awesome compared to
We had barbecue chicken yesterday.
Hey man, you can't tell me that you would rather be in jail than here. If you are one of the guys that tell us I'd rather be in jail, then I need to get you somewhere where you can be, where they can talk to you. Somewhere like the place we was talking about this morning, MMA Tonight, because there's something wrong with you.
Yeah.
Okay, let's keep on.
Thinking you can have changed. Real change usually takes time. Granted,
Whoa, what you say, Matthew?
real change usually takes time.
Real change, usually. Well, in our case, it's gonna take time. See, I took a long time to screw up my life. So therefore, it's gonna take some time to fix my life. So, and if I have the expectation that everything's gonna be peachy king and great day after tomorrow, then I'm not looking for real change. I'm looking for the same thing I was getting when I was getting high, that thing called short-term gratification. See, I would drink a little, smoke a little, shoot a little this, whatever the case is gonna be, smoke a little, whatever, and I thought that things be okay because I got a feeling. Well, life is not like that. Life, you have to go through a process. Webster defines the word process as a series of actions and or events that goes to a particular result. So it's gonna take time if I want real change. Keep reading.
Granted, change starts with making a decision.
Whoa, okay.
Like not to use any mind-altering substance.
Read that again, granted.
Change starts with making a decision, like not to use any mind-altering substance.
We feel the elimination of our drinking and drugging is but a beginning. A much more important demonstration of our principles lies before us in our respective homes, occupations, and affairs. So the beginning is to stop the elimination of the drinking and drugging. So if I want change in my life, I have to change the fact that I get high day in and day out. And I got to do something different if I want change. Keep reading.
However, the saying, practice makes perfect, is as true today as when it was first said.
Okay, now, practice make perfect. A lot of people like that, but I'm just not.
Practice makes better.
Amen, because when I'm perfect, I don't need God.
That's right.
And I don't want to be perfect.
No.
When I get to the point where I don't need God, I think I'm in trouble. Keep reading.
Little by little, one step at a time,
One step at a time.
and staying focused on your goals.
One step at a time. You doing the footwork, leaving the results to Him. Keep reading.
Not
Little
your
by
emotions.
little, one step at a time, and staying focused on your goals, not your emotions.
In school, there was a formula that Miss Harris. And Miss Harris was my first grade teacher. Yes, I remember Miss Harris' name. And Miss Harris said, she gave us this formula. And she said, all through your life, this formula will always work if you allow yourself to work. And she said, in this formula, it's always I over E. Intellect over emotions. She said, if you have that formula in your life, it will always work out. Intellect over emotions. Now let's flip the script and mess with Miss Harris' formula. And let's emotions over intellect. So therefore, every time something happens, I come to it from an emotional anger. How am I going to come? Wrong way. Intellect over emotion. Think your way out of the situation, man. Think your way out of the situation. Don't try to feel your way out of the situation, because we alcoholics and addicts has always said that people like us wear our emotions on our shoulders. And the least little thing, somebody knock it off, oh, it's on.
First reaction. is
First
take
reaction.
action. Nothing.
You cannot unring the bell. Once the bell is rung, it was heard. Once you do or said what you did, you've done or said what you've done. You can't undo that.
You can't turn a cucumber back into a pickle.
No, you cannot. No, you cannot. And see, what most people don't realize is we cross over that imaginary line into our addiction. We go from the cucumber to the pickle. Can I reverse it and go back? No, I can't. It's not going to happen. Once my body gets to the point to where I can no longer produce the needed enzymes to break down and metabolize the alcohol and drugs and get it out of the body of the waste materials of the body will always be at that state. Once that happens, I am what I am, and that's all that I am. So once I cross over that imaginary line into my addiction, either two things is gonna happen. I'm gonna be a active alcoholic and addict, or I'm gonna be a recovering alcoholic and addict. And I choose to be a recovery.
So we're recovering pickles.
That's right.
For the rest of your life.
But say it again.
For the rest of your life.
Now, to some people, that's just too long. For the rest of my life, man, you
So
great.
then,
Mr.
dope
G, you
guy.
mean you got to do this crap for the rest of your life?
It depends on if you look at it like crap.
See, this is where the program we have to understand comes from the biblical books that's around us. One day at a time. Sweet Jesus is the name of the song. In recovery, it says one day at a time. Those sayings and stuff come from those main books that we use to get us where we need to be.
Amen.
One day at a time. We just lived out the sweet Jesus.
For those who
Don't understand. Keep reading.
Still thinking that substance use is a reward or something that you deserve.
Let me ask you this, man. You're a hard-working man. You work hard. You go to work all day. You support your family. You take care of your business. Man, I'm grown. I should be able to hire me a cold one, right?
Pay my bills. That's right.
I heard to go give me a blow.
You lie. You shouldn't be able to get you a cold one. You know why? Because every time you get you a cold one, you don't stop.
No.
If you had the ability to get you a cold one and carry your butt home, it would be great. But we don't stop, because once we put a cold one in us, it starts something called a phenomenon of craving. And then when the phenomenon of craving starts, we don't know when we gonna stop. And usually when we stop, it's too late. So quit thinking of the reward system. You know what my reward system is? Hello? Hey, Daddy, what you doing? I'm just setting up the resting, baby. Dad, I made an A today. That's a reward system. That's a reward. That's a reward.
Amen. Jesus.
I drive to this place. I get to that place and I go into this place and then I go in there and I lock the door and then I move that. Then I do like this here and say, oh, it's been a long day. That's a reward system. That's a reward system. Man, it goes to this little thing, there's some little bubbles coming up out of it, and I put a little stuff in it and make the bubbles more, and I get in it naked, and I get in it, and I say, man, that's a reward system. See, there's some other reward systems in life. See, the reward system of when you start taking care of your business, see, you know something? When I stopped getting high, I got a raise. I got a raise. Okay. Okay. Me and Will come. I want you to keep your sheet. Now it says still think about the reward system. Now the last one is do not let yourself get too hungry, angry, lonely, and tired. And we call that halt. And halt is simply saying when I'm in those states of feelings and emotions, I can't make correct decisions. We want to always put ourselves in a position to where we make positive decisions. Positive decisions. And if we can do that, we can show others how to do that. And last thing, keep this in mind. As I am conducting myself in the manner in which I choose to conduct myself, somebody else is watching me. And I'm teaching somebody else what they're supposed to do. I am my brother's keeper. And I don't want to teach the next man to do wrong. Okay? All right? Moment of silence. Whose father?
Our
Our
Father,
Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever.
Amen.
Amen.
All right. Thank you, gentlemen.
Appreciate you.